You understand that Officer Cody, who has filed this out, that we have a whole bunch of damaging information about him that we have not published. He's aware of this. Okay. This is retaliation by Chief Cody.
In 2023, a quiet Kansas town made international headlines when police raided the offices of the local newspaper and the homes of the paper's owners.
The Marion police chief stepped down from his position after launching a raid on a newspaper and 2 homes.
Gideon Cody was only on the job for 2 months at the time of the raid, taking over as chief of Marion in the spring.
You're going to give me a stroke.
Ma'am,
you can't take that.
Yes, ma'am.
The 98-year-old co-owner of the paper, Joanne Meyer, died of a stress-induced heart attack the day after her home was raided. But what many people don't know is that the police also went after 81-year-old Ruth Herbel, councilwoman and vice mayor. Ruth's home was raided, traumatizing her husband, who suffers from dementia.
Her phone is right there on her laptop.
Okay.
And
that's the only 2 computers.
That's it. Well, there's 2 computers over there, but she doesn't use those other ones and hasn't used them in a long time.
So that's what we're going to find everything.
Yep.
The police chief seized her cell phone and computer, and when they couldn't find any evidence of a crime, they drew up an arrest warrant anyway.
I came to Marion back in 1961, and so I've been here like 63 years.
She spent decades in government service, but rather than opt for a quiet retirement, Ruth ran for city council when she grew frustrated with officials who wouldn't be honest with residents.
There was several reasons why I decided to run for office. Most of all, I love Marion. Marion's always been a beautiful city, and the appearance of Marion was going downhill fast. And so that was one reason I had decided. And the other was the corruption and the dishonesty out of City Hall. I was tired of it.
Ruth's crusading spirit and insistence on following the rules led to conflict with the mayor, David Mayfield, who tried for years to push Ruth off the council.
He tried to remove me from council at least 4 times that I know of, and probably more that I don't know about.
Ruth saw on Facebook that a local restaurant owner close to the mayor had a DUI that could have prevented her from getting a liquor license. In a contentious city council meeting, Ruth and the newspaper were accused of improperly accessing the restaurant owner's driving record. The mayor and his recently appointed police chief, Gideon Cody, saw a chance to punish their political opponents. The police chief drew up warrants that hid the fact that he knew that neither the newspaper nor Ruth had accessed any databases improperly. They shot for a judge who would sign that warrant and found one nearly an hour outside the county. The judge they found was so helpful that she didn't even make the chief swear he was telling the truth. The chief and his deputies were soon pounding on doors and collecting cell phones and computers.
There was an officer at the door. I was indisposed at the time, and my husband answered the door, and he was terrified. He had never had an officer at our door before. Well, I finally caught up with him, and he was completely traumatized. They took my phone and my computer, and I told him, I said, I have to have that phone, because I said, my husband has a medical condition, a heart condition, and if I need an ambulance, I have no way of calling an ambulance. I have no house phone. I said, well, can I at least get the phone numbers off my phone? And he said no.
Ruth, who had never had any run-ins with the law, sat at her kitchen table with the chief accusing her of serious crimes.
Cody read me the Miranda rights, accused me of identity theft and misuse of computer. And all I did was send a screenshot that I had got over Facebook.
It didn't dawn on Ruth until later that she could be arrested.
After the raid happened, I found out through disclosure that Mayor Mayfield said the only way we can get Ruth off of the council is to get her convicted of a criminal offense.
But it was the chief and the mayor who soon found themselves in hot water as national media shined a spotlight on the raids.
Small-town newspaper raided by police.
Police raiding a small-town Kansas newspaper.
They're facing scrutiny after raiding the newsroom of the town's local newspaper.
Even though the warrants were withdrawn, it was weeks before Ruth's phone was returned. She and her husband are still recovering. The First Amendment protects political dissent, and what happened to Ruth was in retaliation for her opposition to the mayor. That shouldn't be allowed in a free country. So Ruth is filing a lawsuit with the Institute for Justice.
Because I'm standing up for what's right.
And IJ is standing with Ruth until justice is served for warrants that should never have been served.
In my wildest dreams, I never thought something like this could happen to me. I've never had anything to do with law enforcement. I haven't got a speeding ticket or a parking ticket or anything else. And then one day they show up at my door, raid my house.